Hey Sagittarius, happy 2017. This is your January 2017 love and relationship read. I did shuffle the cards, but I'm going to give it one or two more goes. Hope everybody has started off happy and healthy. I apologize for this being late. I did post one sign, and then I ended up a little under the weather. So I hope everybody's feeling a little bit better than I have the past few days. Again, this is Sagittarius 2017. This is generally focused on love and relationships. I do tend to put in a few extras if I feel something about finance or something else coming into play. But again, generally I focus on love and relationships because all you need is love, right? Check your moon, sun, and ascendant signs, as everybody tells you. And I hope this resonates with you. I move pretty fast, so I apologize if some of you have a hard time keeping up. I hope you can watch it again and get what you need from it. Again, this is a general love and relationship. I hope it makes sense to the majority of you. So let's get started. So this first card in play is going to be where you are, current state of mind or current position moving into the new year. And we have the King of Swords. So the King often represents someone picky or pointing out imperfections. I feel like for a lot of you, 2016 ended on a really negative note, whether with family relationships, work relationships, love relationships. I feel like if you had a giant eraser in your hand, you wouldn't even know where to start because you're feeling let down and hurt right now. I'm getting the sense some of you want to start the new year off happy-go-lucky when in reality you're feeling more like screw it. What else is coming in 2017? The King is not the most lovey-dovey of people, and I get the feeling you don't feel lovey-dovey right now. If you're in a relationship, you don't feel like you have a romantic bone left in your body, which can be, a little depressing. If you are single, it feels as though you could care less about meeting someone new or having to make the effort to meet someone. Maybe you were burned at the end of 2016 or you did the breaking of hearts, but I get the sense your patience is thin and you're feeling a bit bah humbug in December, and you're having a hard time shaking it into January. So I apologize for that, but I do get the feeling that most of you are struggling a little bit on putting on a happy face and, resoluting to something greater. It isn't bad for everyone, but a majority of you, I'm having a hard time shaking the feeling that you want to hide under the covers and not enter the new year. It feels like some of you feel good and are confident and you've decided you're not going to put up with anybody's bullshit. So in a sense, you're not looking at playing the dating game. If you are in a relationship, maybe you're at the point where serious discussions are being had about the changes needing to be made. Watch your judgments and your predeterminations, though, because the King often feels like the judge of all things right, and sometimes he's not right. Imagine that. Sometimes we're not right. The next card represents maybe feelings or challenges that go along with, the King right now, and you have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace is actually in unison with the King. The card represents lovers that are quarreling, but the good news is most people see through it and make changes for the better. Maybe one person in the relationship is too demanding or less communicative and acting more like a king, and it's causing a rift, and it needs to be addressed. I feel like some people have grown a little arrogant all of a sudden and need to humble themselves before they lose the person they love by being overly critical. For singles, I think you need to go with the flow a little bit more and let love in. The Ace is telling me some of you may be on dating sites and clicking past everyone because small details that in hindsight may have nothing to do with their ability to be a good partner. I feel like maybe you're your own worst enemy right now. You have an abundance of goodness in you and a lot to offer, which Sagittarius generally have a lot to offer people, whether it's love, mothers, fathers. Sagittarius are very good homebodies and good in relationships in general. I feel like you have abundance of goodness in you. You're just in a rut and you need to find a way to lighten up and add some positivity in your life. So maybe the online dating is getting old and unfulfilling and you've had bad luck. Maybe you need to try something else. Maybe the gym, maybe there's fast dating or speed dating, they used to call it. I don't know if that's still around, but maybe it is. Getting the sense that you need to get out to other places like the dog park. Maybe cold for a few of you, but I see someone walking a dog and meeting people or going to a public park where a lot of people jog or walk. One with water. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I am. I'm getting a park with water. For couples, I feel like you need to take it back a notch and spend the evening remembering the silly moments and just laugh, belly laugh. Stop setting unrealistic expectations on yourself and those around you and take a deep breath because it's going to get better. The next card we have is the moon. And the moon falls into the position of your distant past, past relationships or traits your partners possess, troubles of your past relationship. So you started off with the King of Swords. You moved on to the Ace of Swords being your challenges. And then now you have the moon as kind of your past and how that might affect your relationships currently or being single currently. So the moon means that some of you are having a hard time moving to new relationships if you're single because you're fearing what you've been through and you feel like nothing is changing and you're in an endless cycle of relationship woes. For couples, it feels like things are being drummed up from the past and there's still a little light being shed on things that shouldn't come into play so much anymore. The moon can represent cheating or mistrust. Maybe there was cheating or that was the outcome of past relationships you had and you don't know, that you can trust again. If you're coupled, maybe there was deception in your relationship or marriage at some point. This doesn't mean infidelity all the time, but it means problems that made either partner feel discouraged, alone, or lied to. Just general distrust. Maybe you spent money you weren't supposed to spend. Maybe you went out places you weren't supposed to go and got, caught. Again, this is, your distant past, but it tells you maybe that's why you're safeguarded right now, or maybe your partner's safeguarded. And new or old issues have come to the table again, and you need to figure out how to put them into the past once and for all. So the next card we have represents the most recent past in the past couple of weeks, and you have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. This resonates with the entire reading so far. The 8 represents your immediate past within a few weeks, like I said, maybe a month or so. This is stagnation, coming into a plateau in your relationship, having no desire to ignite passions. If you're single, you're feeling like you're trying to meet new people, and some of you are tired or annoyed. You don't even feel like going on a date. Again, this is the past as well, but this has a direct effect as to why many of you are coming into 2017 with a blasé feeling, no energy, don't want to pursue someone new romance, or anything with your current partner either. This may not even be about the relationship. Other things could be tying into it. Maybe your health, kids, work, or other issues that are leaving you tired and cranky. If you're single, maybe you're overworked or having, family issues with your parents or siblings. The holidays don't always bring happiness to everyone, and I get the sense that a lot of you did not have any desire to stand under the mistletoe the past month or so. So the next card we have moves into the time and future possibilities. So this is the Page of Swords, and this card represents where you're going in the distant future and possibilities. So not next week, but this is what's coming, past January. So the page is in the placement of things coming in time. And I'm seeing that many of you will have a heart-to-heart conversation in your relationship about deeply rooted issues. Again, tying to everything we've seen so far. Some of you may even seek counseling. You seem to be seeking clarity in a whole. Some may need to decide whether the relationship is still working for them. I sense many of you are deciding if this is how you want to live the rest of your life, if there's still love there. Some of you are going to find a new romance and passion in your existing relationship. If you're single, you'll probably be seeing clearly and you're ready to meet someone, but you have a precise idea of where you are in life, and what you're looking for. I feel like you will slowly let your guard down and take more chances this month. Maybe you will go on a date with someone completely opposite than what you would normally go for. That's kind of what it's going to take to move forward is, you know, move out of 2016, old habits and old ideas of what you want and perfection, and letting someone in your life who maybe isn't exactly like you and doesn't share the exact passions you do, which could be good because then you'll learn new things and meet new people. Maybe you'll go on a date with somebody completely, you know, out there. Maybe you're to the T, you know, check your bank account 10 times a day, and maybe this person runs an art gallery and paints for a living and, you know, is a little more carefree in certain areas. With couples, I feel like you'll be planning something big together. I get a trip for some of you. For others, I see a shift in your relationship. Maybe you or your partner were quiet about how they felt or what they wanted in the bedroom, and now you've decided that you're going to spice that up. Looks like some people's needs are not being met now in several arenas, but I'm getting like the bedroom quite a bit. And in the future, you're going to be talking about this explicitly. You're going to be saying, this is what I want, this is what you want, let's make it work. In January, I do see you'll continue to thrive in your relationship because now you're on open communication instead of harboring hurt feelings or pointing fingers. And you're trying to remember the reasons why you were together in the first place. So a new beginning, and it's starting to look up. So that's good. The next card is your immediate future in the next few weeks in January. Aww. And it's the Two of Cups. So this is perfect. The Two of Cups sits in your immediate future, and it means you're reconnecting on a new level. Intimacy is coming up a lot, so you'll be spending a lot of time together physically and connecting on spiritual levels as well. Couples will be better friends, lovers, and partners. If you're single, this means you will meet somebody. It's going to be exciting and probably move a little fast. I'm not sure this is for the long haul. I'm getting kind of a introductory relationship for the year, not necessarily the person you're going to marry or fall in love with. I get the feeling this may push you to get, you know, this may be what you need to get out of your funk. This is going to push you forward. You're going to feel passions. You're going to want to date again. This ties in with the above page because, you know, it means you still have your work cut out for you in the distant future, but it is coming to fruition, and you will keep the love alive if you're in a relationship and nurture what you have so you don't end up back in a stagnant place. With singles, you're going to let your guard down again, and this Two of Cups will give you the shove back to get out, you know, into the open and believe in love again. So that's good. The next card we have is external factors that may play into your future as far as love and relationships, and you have the Fool, which again is a great card. It looks like the beginning was kind of shaky, and now it's going to get better. So the Fool is great. I mean, that is rebirth, potential, innocence. Coming up, if you're single, you'll start to absorb the energy of those around you. Maybe people you'll come in contact with, it could be friends or family, are feeling the New Year spirit, and now it's going to start rubbing off on you. They're feeling the light of the New Year and possibilities, and you are too. You're going to. If you're coupled, this is the new beginning I spoke about. You know, this may include deciding to add to your brood, you know, having babies or changing your surroundings, like buying a home, or remodeling, out with the old and in with the new for 2017, with a kind of, you know, innocence that is a new beginning and anything's possible, not harboring the negative past. So that's good. The next card we have is going to be internal factors, so things you could be thinking about or fearing internally. And you have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords usually means not very good news for couples and singles, but this falls in internal factors, which means these are fears and feelings you have internally, not what's actually happening and not what's actually coming to fruition in your relationship or your dating life. Many of you, although you're starting new, whether you're single or coupled, have great fears of failure. You don't want the past to repeat. Stop. It's easier said than done, I realize, but thoughts and feelings manifest into reality over time if you start believing it. So if you make yourself a promise to start this new year off with no expectations other than positive ones and sending out positive vibes, then that's what you're going to get in return. One time I drove through a Starbucks and the barista said my drink was on the house, and I asked why. And she said the man in the car in front of me was having a bad day and he was having negative thoughts. So he knew he needed to do something nice for somebody else. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here. Like, you're going to have to do something to get yourself out of negative thoughts. Now, I'm not saying going to Starbucks and paying for somebody else or whatever's going to work for you, but maybe volunteering or doing something for somebody, less fortunate, to make you realize what you have. That Starbucks experience just resonated with me because it made me realize, sometimes I spend a lot of time focusing on the negative or the what ifs instead of, going with the flow and letting it ride and focusing on the what ifs in a positive way. What if my relationship gets better? What if I meet a new love? So if you're constantly worried that it won't work, or you're not sure that you're good enough or they're good enough, you're not going to get anywhere with that. So just smile. You'll feel a lot better if you just smile. Okay, so in the end, we have hopes and fears and the outcome for January. So you have the Page of Wands, kind of your hopes and fears, and the Hierophant as your ending for January. So the Page of Wands and the Hierophant. So the Page of Wands is your hopefulness and means you have a spark back. So it's a lone candle, so that means that it starts with you and getting your confidence back, and it shows that you're working on that and it's growing. If you're single, go on dates and enjoy yourself. Not everybody you're going to meet will be your love match, but have fun planning dates and meeting new people. Enjoy the butterflies of a first kiss, and don't feel bad if that person isn't for you. Chalk it up to really knowing what you want and enjoying the process and finding it. 10 years from now when you're with somebody, you're going to miss those little instances of feeling the new, fresh, timid lover's feeling. Couples will have a little extra pep in their step and begin to feel a little more confident in the process of keeping romance alive and remembering the good about your partner and not letting the bad things from your past creep up anymore. Strip away the burdens and find some adventure. The Hierophant is the outcome, which is often about lessons learned and teaching moments. This ties up January with a push not to let drama back into your relationships or dating life. The Hierophant suggests that the path is that in which you should withhold judgment, continue to move forward with a positive attitude, and really spreading that to the people around you. And when you're positive and you're encouraging other people, you're going to feel that inside as well. So act as the Hierophant. Learn your lessons, take the good with you, and, surround yourself with good people. Make this a positive outcome. So sounds like it's started off rough. I just get this feeling again that, with the King, some of you are like, ugh. And then the end of it, you're embracing what's coming for the new year, and you're finally coming out of that 2016 slump that pretty much everybody went through. A lot of different things happening this year. So I've noticed a lot of signs are kind of trying to come out and ease into the new year as happy and put a smile on their face as best they can. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it resonated with you, and I'll see you next month. Thanks, Sagittarius.